Yo, what's up? This is Brendan from Counterparts, and you're watching Rsptv.
You had two names before Counterparts. Why did you change it to Counterparts?
We changed the name to Counterparts because when we were, it was just like the first couple band names we had. It was kind of like we were a different band. Like we didn't really have like the sound that we have now, and it wasn't really finalized. So, like, funny enough, like we were just like kind of an August Prince Red kind of rip-off band, but after we did that, we just kind of wanted to start over because it was like, well, we don't want to cruise off the same band name, because it's just not us anymore. So we decided that, we're like, yeah, we should probably, because we wanted to change the music for sure, and we're like, well, we should probably go with a different name and stuff like that, and we just decided on Counterparts, and since then that's been our name.
Yeah. Was it taken from the Rush album Counterparts, or?
No, it was taken from the Alexis on Fire song, Counterparts, and Remember Them. So.
Yeah. You were earlier signed to Shane from Silverstein's record label. Why did you change to Victory?
We just made the jump because when we were with Verona, that was like just Canadian. Like, it was just a Canadian distribution. So obviously with the record after that, it was like we wanted to kind of go up and try and get our record out in America and Europe and all over the world. So it was it was kind of just like, well, and like Verona's like, they were a wicked label back in the day, but also felt kind of bad because Shane's on tour with Silverstein. He's very busy. I didn't want to be like, hey man, like, I know you have a show to play, but we need we need CDs, so talk to me immediately. I didn't want to bug him. So, but yeah, we just needed to go and try and get our record out to as many people as possible, and Victory was the coolest option we had at the moment. So we're like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. You have just released a new album.
Yep.
How was it to record it? What is the story behind the album?
There's not really much of a story. We just after we did Current, we did that with Jay from Defeater, and we did that one, and we toured off of it for a year or so, and then in that time, obviously Jesse and Alex were coming up with more and more new material, and then it was just we had a bunch of new songs, and we were like, all right, we want to do another full length, and we kind of wanted to change it up. We wanted to go for more of like with Jay, what I liked about Jay was that it was just very straightforward. It was like, go in, play, record and get it, just get it done, and it was real raw and aggressive and stuff like that. But I think with this one, we were like, well, we kind of gotta know our place. It's like we can't go from having Prophets, which is very, very polished and perfected sounding, and then have Current, which is it's very raw and very it doesn't rely on samples or anything. So with the difference between Hell and Home, we were just like, yeah, we want to find a good middle ground in between those two, and that was, we went with Will Putney, and that was it.
And the album cover, the artwork, is some pictures.
Yeah.
What does it reflect?
It was my girlfriend took the pictures. She's a photographer. I haven't told anybody what it means, and I don't think I'm gonna. It's one day I'll write a big thing about it, but the pictures sort of coincide with the lyrics and some of the stuff I'm talking about, but to explain it, I think it would take an hour or so. So I'll leave it up. Whatever you guys want to think about the pictures, it's up to you.
Yeah. And every track of the album is named with just one word.
Yeah.
Why?
I think just to keep it simple, honestly. You could have, we could have named Compass I appeared in your arms as if I had been born there, you promise, and made it this big long song name. But it's I'd rather just be able to be on stage and not have to talk for an hour and just be like Compass, disconnect, and then Witness, Wither, it's just easier. I'm just lazy, so I didn't want to write these long-winded song names. I just figured I'll stick with one word.
Yeah. And you did a video for Witness.
Yeah.
How was it to record it?
We went with Max Moore out of Kentucky. He's done a bunch of stuff for bands like Converge and Quote Orange Kids and Touche Amore and Coliseum and Whips and Chains, all that stuff. And it was very easy. We drove from Hamilton to Kentucky. It was a 9-hour drive. We drove, we filmed for like 3-4 hours, and then just drove right back home. Max is awesome. He knows exactly what we're going for, and I didn't even have to tell him like what we wanted in a video. He was just like, hey, I'm thinking this, like I think this is a good idea. And we're like, yeah, 100%. That's better than what I could have come up with. So no, it's very easy. I really only want to work with Max from now on for videos because he gets it and he's great.
Does the video reflect the message of the song, or?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, there's definitely like there's the performance side of it. There's the other side of the kid, kind of digging his own grave and stuff like that. And that's kind of what Witness is about in terms of letting your like insecurities sort of put you in an early grave or kind of bury you alive in a certain sense. So, but yeah, it's definitely like, I mean, obviously anyone that digs a grave for themselves and falls in it and lets themselves die is probably going through some shit, and that's exactly what Witness is about. So.
Yeah. How do you warm up for shows?
Honestly, I don't do anything. Like I put on, like I have like shorts I put on, and then I just put on a crappy shirt and go on stage. Change my shoes, put on deodorant. That's pretty much it. Like in terms of vocals, like I don't do anything. I just, like I said, it comes back to being really lazy. So that's why I suck alive sometimes. But whatever. I like to just hang out and relax, and then go play, and then come back and relax again. So.
How is the thoughts going on while you're on stage?
How's it what, sorry?
How is the thoughts going on stage?
Honestly, I don't really think too much. It just kind of, we feed off of, the crowd. Like if everyone in the crowd is staring there, like, just not into our band, then we're kind of just like, whoa, weird, and we just kind of play our set and get off. But if we play a show and there's kids like losing it and moshing, and they're like piling on, they know all the words, and it's definitely like, that's obviously cooler when in my head, when I'm just like, oh, this is really nice, like, this is very cool. But for the most part, it's just kind of like, I think for all of us, it's just kind of like, don't screw up. Like that's what's going through our head. Like, don't screw this up. Like just do what you do every other night. Like try not to mess up. So
yeah. What is the next big thing for Counterparts?
I don't really know. We're like, this is the biggest thing we've done now. Like this tour with August Jordan and Must Fall. It's definitely like, out of the 6 years we've been a band, like this is the hands down like most kids we play to every night, like the biggest tour, But after this, we're going home. We're home for a week, and then we're going out with Terror, Power Trip, and Code Orange Kids in Canada. And I think like VM and Serenader on a couple of those shows. And then after that, we are home for like another week, and then we go out in America with Chunk No Captain Chunk, State Champs, and Living with Lions. And then after that, we're like, that's pretty much the end of the year for us. So then we'll get home around late November, and we'll just have December and January off of just staying home with family and friends and stuff. But as of right now, that's all we got planned. We might be back in Europe earlier in the new year. I don't really know if I should say it yet in case it doesn't happen. But yeah, like there's nothing really crazy planned. Just standard tour until we can't anymore, until our van blows up, and until we decide we hate each other and want to break up and live on opposite ends of Canada. But I don't think it'll happen anytime soon.
That was everything.
Cool.
Thank you.
Wait, no problem.